What has been a theme much too often this season, the Slingers again shot poorly against the Saigon Heat last Sunday, dropping another winnable game, 75-73. The shots haven't been falling despite some excellent looks at the basket, as we see right here. Can they turn it around against the Kaohsiung Truth here today? Hang out and watch. Hello everyone and welcome once again to the ABL here on Hub Sports Arena as we bring you another regular season matchup between the visiting Kaohsiung Truth and the second place hometown Singapore Slingers from right here at the OCBC Arena in the Lion City of Singapore. Well, both these teams are struggling at the moment. The Truth, after their heart-stopping win against the same Slingers on February the 19th, 79-75 on their court, have dropped 3 straight games, including a narrow loss to Singapore. Now, that was back on February 26th to score 84-76. And most lately at the hand of the league-leading Hong Kong East Long Lions. That was just 2 nights ago, 89-75 in that contest. They've gone from a team that held down the 4th and final playoff spot to now the 5th place roster. But all is not lost, and today has significant implications for this Kaohsiung Truth team as you look at them being introduced right now here at the OCBC Center. The Slingers, until February the 5th, well, they were in charge of this league, and they've dropped 4 of their last 6 contests. Now remember, 4 of those losses have been by a total of 10 points, and 3 of those losses by 2, so that just sort of accentuates the shooting woes that we were discussing earlier on. We look at these backup players for the Heat, or check that, the Kaohsiung Truth, again with the record of 5 wins and 10 losses. Going against the Singapore Slingers, who are 11-6. So they have not shot the ball well from the perimeter, these Slingers, but to be fair, remember, they have not fielded a complete roster because of the injuries to Larry Liu, also Mitchell Folkoff, and most recently Justin Howard. Even last week he was hampered a little bit, but turned in a stellar performance. 22 points, 25 boards for the big man, the heart and soul of these Singapore Slingers. And they are just about ready to be announced right now. And there they are in red and white. Howard at the center right there. And really stoked for this game as they do have a full complement of players back. And there is the newest member of the Singapore Slingers, Josh Tonto. Look for him to get a lot of playing time. Great basketball IQ. The 34-year-old veteran of the wars in the Philippines, played for the PBA for 8 years. Look at some of the other bench players, role players for the Singapore Slingers. Larry Liu, 23-year-old, 6'3" guard forward. Also coming off an injury-plagued season. Remember, he missed almost all of last season with an assortment of injuries. Bin Han right there. He's been a pleasant surprise. Mitchell Folkoff, he is back in the fold right now. He had a hamstring injury that sidelined him for 2 or 3 weeks. 5'11" guard, 27 years old, and probably one of the only true point guards on this team. Desmond, 5'10" guard, 30 years of age, gets the start today. Defensive specialist. There's the X-Man. What a savior he's been for the Slingers this year. Last game, 27-point performance, 11 boards. A couple of weeks ago, against the same Kaohsiung Truth team, he had a triple-double, single-handedly keeping the Slingers' head above water, so to speak. There is the man, Justin Howard, the 6'11" center, 35 years of age, leading the league in rebounds, 18-plus, averaging 22.5 points a game. He's 3rd in the league there. And the Slingers need an awesome game from him today if they expect to win. A Kaohsiung Truth team that is desperate for a win. We'll talk more about that later here at the OCBC Arena. Chuck Schreiner with you, along with Frank Orsego, the national coach of Singapore. What a treat it is to have Frank back in his 2nd tour here of Singapore. We'll be talking to him later. And let's check out what the coaches had to say before the game. And the standings first. Jay Wei, Leo Cedric Oliver, Wesley Su, and Derek Hall, the starters for the Kaohsiung Truth. On the other side of the ball, Desmond, Wong Long, Xavier, Alexander, Delvin, Justin Howard, and now we will talk to the coaches and see what they had to comment on before the game today.
Well, I mean, we practice every day in shooting in the morning training, so I believe that today they'll basically come out and hope they can shoot well in the game. But towards the end, it's the defensive end that we need to lock down their so-called penetration.
We played each other 3 times now. This is going to be the 4th time. It's going to come down to effort and execution because both teams know each other pretty well at this point.
Well, I mean, actually we are aiming for the first spot, but at this moment, I don't think we got a chance to really catch up in the first one. But I'm pretty happy if at least second in this after this game if we won. Yeah, but towards the end, I mean, game by game, we need to take care of our own business and rely on other people.
We got to keep growing as a team. Chemistry-wise, we're still getting there each week because we're a brand new team. So. I mean, we're right there in the hunt, which is pretty good for the first year, and to have a chance this late, that's fun basketball. That's what everyone wants to see.
So looking at the team standings, Hong Kong Eastern Long Lions, well, they have done everything they needed to do to wrap up the title here in the ABL. 14-2, Singapore Slingers 11-6. A win today would nail down second place for them and home court advantage against their opponent, whoever finishes third. Right now it's the La Pilipinas at 9-8. What we were talking about, Saigon Heat, Kaohsiung Truth, and Westport Malaysian Dragons throw a hat around all 3 of those teams. Any one of them could be that 4th and final playoff team, so great implications here for the Kaohsiung Truth. If they win today, they would get that 6th win that is so important to them. Remember, they've got 2 games left in the season as well. They will have to play. We'll talk about that a little bit later. They have a couple games, one against Saigon. Singapore Slingers will well, they've got 2 games after today, and both of their games will be against Saigon as we're getting ready for the tip-off right here. Again, Chuck Schreiner along with you. Frank Orsego at my side. And Frank, this Singapore team, they haven't shot the ball very well in the last few weeks, but you sort of have the feeling that they're due for a rebound.
Yeah, I think you're right there, Chuck. I think sometimes, staying at the top of your game for the whole season can be challenging. And when you have a few setbacks and other people are called on to, come through for you. But I think they've been training well this week. I think they're probably due for a good one.
On the other side of the ball, Derek Hall, number 33. Watch out for him. He's averaging over 20 points and 11 boards a game. And also Chris Oliver, the 6'7" forward, the 33-year-old, averaging 20 points a game and 13 boards. So it's not like Kaohsiung is here without any talent. They have been in a lot of ball games that they have lost. This experience, as Coach Qian was talking about at the beginning of the show. And we'll see if they can put it all together right now. Singapore in white, Kaohsiung Truth in blue, and the ball controlled by Jay Wei, number 0. A little build up on the left-hand side. Now they swing it to the right. Cutting through will be number 2. That is Luo. Back over to the left side, Jay Wei around the screen and from behind. It's like a foul, little mix-up on defense there. Wong Long with the hold. So first team foul of the game for the Slingers. And Kaohsiung Truth will take it out on the near sidelines there to inbound it. Number 23, Chris Oliver. Swings it over to the left to Hall. Hall gives it up. He'll go to the high post. Oliver now, little stutter step, turn, fires. Got it to roll. Flanks it in, so 2-0. In favor of the Kaohsiung Truth to open it up here. Back comes Alexander, working on a fine 2-game run. Screen there by Howard. He'll stay up top. There is Go. Now the ball to Howard. Howard can hit that shot. 5 on the shot clock from the elbow. Wong hits it. 2. That's a good sign, Frank. Last game, took a long time for Wong to get heated up. He hits his first shot. Maybe that'll do something for his confidence.
Yeah, I think it was good teamwork there by the Slingers. Everyone got a touch early, and nice to work.
Knocked away by Howard, his first block. He averages nearly 3 a game. Timing that one perfectly. Desmond inside, the ball lost, retrieved again by Howard, looking through 2 players, off to Go. Nice feed, good recognition there by Alexander to feed Go on the low block, easy two.
Yeah, nice teamwork by the Slingers there. Way to have good court vision, finish that off.
Oliver down that left side to Hall now, waiting for cutters. Back outside. Good perimeter defense by the Slingers. They're in a man-to-man set. Little helping man. Howard. Now he's with Oliver. Oliver, one on the shot clock, and the ball out of bounds. 24-second violation. Great interior defense by the Slingers.
Yeah, that was good. Good work. They've come out with a lot of energy, and I think their man-to-man, as Coach Neo mentioned earlier, is starting to get some rewards.
Howard, we said he can hit that shot anywhere from around the free throw area. See, barely needs to leave his feet, so 6-2 lead for the Slingers. Slingers 3 of 3 from the floor. Oliver. Little show and go move, long three, back rims, rebound by Hall. Hall looking behind him, he'll take the ball himself, looks to the baseline, good defense on the interior by Howard. Oliver switching to his left hand, gets the ball off, back outside again. Long three by Sue, right at the buzzer, count it for three, so 6-5. Wesley Sue averaging 9.6 a game. Alexander to Wong. Wong, there's the screen by Go. Desmond O, inside he goes to Alexander, bumps up against Howard. Little miscommunication there. Go picks it up as his pocket pick. Last touch by Singapore. It'll be Kaohsiung ball. So a little bit of confusion there on the interior offense that time by the Singapore Slingers. Their first turnover of the game, so one apiece in that department.
Yeah, I think Kaohsiung's zone defense, the movement was much better. Didn't leave too many gaps for the Slingers to get through.
Hall, Oliver, he'll take that three and switch it. So first lead of the, or second lead of the game by Kaohsiung. They give up 87 points a game, Frank. They give up more points than any team in the league. Long three by Wong is going to be back rim to the side. So one and out for the Slingers, and back comes the Truth. Ball in the hands of Oliver. Oliver, Go working on him. Back outside again. Sue again, and a reach-in foul. That'll go against Desmond. Oh, I think no. A blocking foul, offensive.
Yeah, didn't quite get there in time.
So Slingers, second turnover by the Kaohsiung Truth. Coincidentally, the Slingers are the best defensive team in the league. They give up 74.5 points a game, and that's music to your ears. I know, Frank, you are a big proponent and good defense on teams.
Yep. I think normally lays a great foundation for success every week.
Howard on the feed inside by Alexander. Easy two for him. As he keeps Oliver off of him. Now it's Oliver from beyond the arc. Sue. 2 for 2 for downtown. So Singapore coming out to meet the perimeter shooters now. A little bit out of control. Oliver again, 4 on the shot clock. He'll have to shoot that one, and second tray of the game for Oliver. So he's got 6. Now a 3-point lead, the biggest lead of the game for Kaohsiung, as they have done most of their damage from downtown. Howard, Alexander. Go on the high post. Back outside, Wong around the screen. Inside he goes. Yeah. Pop from the free throw line. Nice screen thrown there by Go.
Yeah, very good. There's plenty of room in there for the Slingers to penetrate and pick up a high percentage shot.
So 1-point lead. Another 3. Why not? Howard had it momentarily. Now Wong, he's off and running. Slingers ahead of him. 4 on 3. Ball picked off. Durant pass in the middle. Losing it momentarily is Oliver. Back to Yo. Little turn and shoot is off the mark. Stepping in to get the rebound is Wong, his second rebound of the game. Back on the Slingers. Long pass downstairs, and out of bounds it goes off the hands of Howard, who got tripped up in his own feet there momentarily. So here is a timeout on the court for Kaohsiung. They lead 11-10. Here is Oliver. There is Hall with the feed. Oliver from way downtown connects with the first of 2. And got to get a hand in their face right there. You can see Go not close enough. Takes a step to his left, switches hands with the dribble, and just like that. So 9 of the 11 points for the Kaohsiung Truth, Frank, via the 3-point shot.
Yeah. Well, I think you have to give them some credit. They've shared the ball around and gotten to people in open spaces, and they're obviously confident. You know, their go-to guys are really, you know, stepping up early, and so the Slingers will need to tighten up on that.
On the other side of the ball, Slingers doing a good job of passing the ball around, sharing the ball. We saw Wong hit a couple of shots. We said he's very much a finesse, or very much a field-type shooter. And once he gets into a groove, I mean, he can hit 4 or 5 in a row. So we want to keep an eye on that. Plus, Howard looks like he's moving much better this week than he was last.
Yeah, definitely. He's doing that. The key thing is for Justin to keep his rebounding numbers up. That's going to be a big help in today's game.
Singapore Slingers, the second best rebounding team in the ABL. They were first until a couple of weeks ago. Remember, then Howard suffering that injury, so that probably cost him a few boards. But back fully on the mend now. We talked to him before the game, and Justin reports that he is nearly 100% with that grade 2 turf toe. The ball now is Way dribbles into a corner now around Oliver, looking for Hall. Hall with the ball, thought about it. Back outside again, 3 on the clock. Inside it goes. Shot there by Hall. So Kaohsiung doing a good job of running down the clock. 13-10 now. They lead by 3. Checking into the game now for the Slingers, number 3, Dondo, the 6'1" guard, and another turnover. Oliver off to the races here. He's got Howard ahead of him. And underneath, no whistle there. Hall taking a spill. And a foul, and that will go on number 2, Luo. Otherwise, Alexander has an easy layup, so he will have to shoot from the line for 2. And has a chance for the Slingers to get to within 1. And then, wait a minute, is it a shooting foul? Let's watch it again. Here they are on the break. Oliver, you can see slight hesitation, knocked away by Queck, Leon Queck, who's checked into the game now. And very quickly the other way, Desmond Owen company. No, it is not a shooting foul. Queck gets it back outside to Tondo. Tondo swings it right. Alexander post-up move. Back outside again. Queck is wide open on the left. See if they get the ball to Alexander. They do, and Alexander hits it from 3 still. So that'll tie it up. In fact, his foot was on the line, they say, so a 1-point lead. And another quick start so far by Xavier Alexander, Frank.
Yeah, that's excellent. That'll give him some confidence. Now, hopefully that might open up some driving lanes for him, getting some perimeter shots.
Talk about driving lanes. Jay Way finding a lane right there. And again, down to 5 on the shot clock. Luo will take the long 3, and we'll fill it up. So the 4-3 for Kaohsiung. They are on fire from beyond the arc. They lead by 4. Their biggest lead of the game, 16-12. Howard has that shot, and he will take that shot. Back rims that one, stepping into the lane to pick it off. Is number 33, Derek Hall, the 6'11" forward center. Gets it back. Oliver cuts inside. Alexander on him. Round 1 screen is Jose, who is in the game now. Raymar Jose, and the ball in the lane, knocked back. Nice play. Picked it up. And another foul. Alexander on his way to the basket. Do they give him the continuation? I believe they do. So yes, count it. So 16-14 now. And Alexander a chance to get Singapore to within 1. You can see why there's the ball on the floor. Nice hustle play by Delvin getting it ahead of him. You can see the foul, and the referees, close call there, but they do give it to him. So count it in 1.
Great hustle by Delvin.
Scoreboard here at the stadium still has 16-12. Now they have changed it. So Alexander, 4 points early on here. Off on the free throw, but great tip there by Queck, and Singapore will have another kick at the can, down by 2, double team. Now the ball in the hands of Howard. Howard with the left hand now turns and fires. The jump hook is off the mark. Rebound taken by Hall. Back comes Truth. Lead pass. Oh, nice job hitting the trailer. Number 33, Hall, losing his man, so somebody missed a defensive assignment. So 18-14 matches the biggest lead of the game for the Truth. Alexander. Tondo, left hand, now the right. Skip pass back outside to go. Wide open look for Tondo. He'll be off the mark, but stepping in. Tip back in by Delvin. Go. Hustle play by Delvin.
Excellent work by Delvin. I think one of the key things for the Slingers to make some inroad is they do have to get those offensive rebounds against that zone.
That 2-3 zone we alluded to still being employed by the Kaohsiung Truth. Kaohsiung thus far making their living from beyond the arc. That was a 2 there, jacked up by the lefty Raymar Jose off the mark. So 2-point lead now for the Truth. 1:25 to go here in the first quarter. Give to Alexander, hesitation move, up and in and one. Xavier Alexander off the feed. Great job drawing the contact in the air, retaining his balance, Frank, and at the line as we watch it again. There it is, the feed by Go. Delvin Go quietly having himself a nice game, Frank, here in the first quarter.
Yeah, it's very nice. I think he's probably going to be one of the little X factors going forward towards the playoffs for the Slingers, and hopefully he will keep making those contributions.
Alexander with his second miss. Inside, beautiful feed, but missing the layup. Lead pass to Quek. Quek stops, pops, going to be off the mark. Difficult angle. Howard can't corral that one, and back come the Truth. So opportunity going by the wayside for the Slingers. Quick ball movement there. Nice job by Alexander on the defensive end as Sue can't connect. There's been Tondo. Yep. First bucket that gave him high off the glass.
Yep. The Slingers are using a good ploy here. They're trying to push the ball up before the zone set up, get some free ones.
First lead of the game for Singapore. It comes at the 35-second mark. Raymar Jose again gets it inside. Hall. Easy shot there, missed, but offensive board, the second one of the game for Kaohsiung. They swing the ball to the left. Now with 6 on the shot clock. Forces one up, popped away by Alexander. Good hustle move by him. Lead pass to Howard. Foul! Can't finish it, so Justin will go to the line. Do it the conventional way, so almost the third time in the game Singapore had an N1 situation. Not to be, as the ball wouldn't drop for him. As we look at it again, pass by Erzman Tondo, good pass. There, the contact by number 3, Wong Sin Kai. 5'9" guard, the 33-year-old, averaging 5 points a game. So Howard gets the first one, and the biggest lead of the game for Singapore. Well, Singapore, I have to be impressed with the first 10 minutes that they played, Frank, although the scoreboard shows a very close game. I like what they're doing in the half-court offense.
Yeah.
And in transition.
They're pushing the ball up, looking for those early opportunities.
Long 3, way off the mark. Let's see if they count that. I believe they do not. So Singapore will take the 22-18 lead at the end of the first quarter. As we look at a couple of replays first. Singapore trail by as many as 4, but end up with a 4-point lead. Here's Alexander in the open court. Erzman Tondo, as we said, high off the glass, getting the roll that time. Another angle of it, and Oliver letting him go. Didn't want to create the foul, and we'll take a break here and be right back. 22-18 Slingers after the end of the first quarter.
All right, we're going to get the change and shoot challenge here. We're going to make a layup. Get on the giant jersey, then another layup.
Good stuff.
Good.
Yeah.
We are now and Logan. Focus is ever. All 3 going. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Logan gets the layup. We're going to get the jersey on. Logan gets the jersey on.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. OCBC Arena. Kaohsiung Truth against the hometown Singapore Slingers. The Slingers etching out a 22-18 lead here in the first quarter. Chuck Schreiner along with Frank Orsego. And Frank, you got to be happy with the Slingers in the half-court game and in transition in that first quarter.
Yeah, definitely. I think they found a way to sort of like put some pressure on that zone, which started off really well. And, you know, they were able to get into the gaps and get some offensive rebounds to complement that work, which was really good. At the defensive end, you know, you've got to give a lot of credit to the Truth. You know, they shot the ball really well. And, you know, I think that will get a lot of respect from the Slingers going forward in the second quarter.
We'll have some first quarter statistics for you in just a minute. But Oliver had the hot hand for the Kaohsiung Truth, hitting 3 triples. And they hit 4 total, so 12 of their 18 points coming from downtown. Slingers with the ball now in white. Wong Wei Long cuts through. Howard. Alexander now playing in the low post. Left-hand dribble by Quek. Quek will rotate downstairs. Now Wong, 3! Well, we talked about Wong Wei Long and how streaky he is, Frank. That's his 3rd bucket here in about 11 minutes of play, so he has it fired up at least in the early going here.
Yep, exactly.
Back to the basket is Oliver. Long 3 again. That time off the mark. Snatched down by Howard. Slingers up by 7. Wong. Go stays in the game. 2 points for him, but he did some things off the ball. Another long 3 by Wong, and pushing the envelope a little bit too far that time. So 1 and out for the Slingers. Oliver with the ball. As we look at stats in that first quarter, Slingers 10 of 14. That's the best they've shot the ball in a long time, Frank. 67%.
Very good.
Hall looking for cutters there. Nice defense by Alexander. Off balance shot there at the 24-second mark. Just getting it off. Inside. Hall now. Whip pass inside and a foul, and that'll go against Quek. On the other side of the ball, 7 of 17 for Kaohsiung in that first quarter, 41%. But 4 of 8 from downtown. That's accounted for most of those points, as we talked about. The turnover categories, the Slingers committed 4 turnovers. Also 4 for the Truth as well on the rebounding end of it. 8 rebounds for the Slingers, 1 O-board. 7 for the Truth, 2 offensive board. Hall with a little
left-hand runner.
Doodle, yeah. Don't see that very often anymore. And there you go. Quick with the left hand. Using his right shoulder to fend off the defender. So back up to a 7-point lead. Long 3 again off the mark. So starting to cool down the Truth from beyond the arc. Alexander ripping down the board. Inside, ball knocked away, but a foul on Hall, and he protests. Howard says, come on, man. There is Coach Sabatino Chen, former University of Colorado basketball player. Also University of Denver, so 2 years there and 2 years as a Buffalo.
Nice.
Wong thought about it. Looking for cutters again. Good. Alexander, little turn. Inside again. What do we have here? 3-second violation on Howard, I believe. So another turnover, the 5th now for the Singapore Slingers. Watch it again here, the arrival of Howard, and you can see we used to, as kids say, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, and you better be out on the 3rd Mississippi. Oliver looking for cutters. Little lead pass inside, losing his defender. Can't hit the layup. Up again is Wei. Nice job of Wei staying with it. Wong again. Left-hand pass around the horn. It goes. Ung in the game. Alexander, a little jump step inside. Howard with the rebound. No. Hall. So 2 kicks a can for the Slingers. Can't get it done. Quick pass. Hall. Big man turns it back outside to Oliver around the screen. Now to the left to Wei. Wei right-handed dribble. Wong on him. Oliver loses it momentarily. Gets it back. Hall. Little show and go there. Inside. 2 on the shot clock. There's your shot in and out at rims. Hall with the rebound. Up and in. Good job by Derek Hall. And the ball stolen away. Oliver over the outstretched hands of Howard. So Howard changing the shot, but 6 turnovers now for Singapore. Wide open look for Ung. Nailed it. And 3. So second triple of the game for Singapore. Ung.
That's a good sign. for Harbin. He needs to make sure that he can have his feet set, finish that work.
He's had a couple of big games for the Slingers.
Yep.
Earlier on, away against the Hong Kong East Long Lions, he scored 23. Back comes Wong. Wong runs into number 3, Wong Sin Kai. That'll be a foul on him. So 2 fouls now on Wong. Singapore would get the ball. I believe on the far sidelines. Coach Neo liking what he's seen by his troops so far, in a very even effort by the Slingers. So far, Frank, this is the best they've looked really their overall game, except for the turnovers, I guess, on the defensive end. But offensively, they seem to be in sync finally. Ong thought about it.
It's good. They're, you know, the even point spread to start with. The assist count's up, so they're all positives to being able to handle this this zone. But they've got to look after the ball.
Weck throwing the ball away. That's 7 turnovers for them. An ill-advised shot by Jay Wei. And a foul. Now they're going to say it's a possession arrow, and that will go the way of the Truth. Watch it again. Here's the replay. Getting tangled up with the ball there, Alexander and Hall. So far side taking it out. Now they say on the baseline. So inbound net will be Wong Sin Kai. Wong guarding the inbound pass. Ooh, boy, broken up very nicely there by Howard. The ball's on the floor. Lead pass to Alexander. Punches it through. Great job by Howard to steal the inbound pass. Alertly getting the ball ahead to Alexander for the dunk. 32-24. Biggest lead of the game for the Slingers, Frank.
Yeah, nice. They look their best when they lift that defensive intensity and they're able to run. I think that's probably going to be the key to the game, I think. Get those easy breakaway baskets. Don't let the Truth set up that zone, and I think they'll be in good shape.
Timeout being called by the Kaohsiung Truth. So what worked for the Kaohsiung in that first quarter is the three-point shooting, and I think they've gone to the well once too often. I think they're going to have to get some more points off their half-court offense. In comparison, Singapore's half-court offense looking a little bit more effective than Kaohsiung, at least in the early going.
Yeah, definitely. I think you're right there, Chuck. And I think it shows that the Slingers have always played like that, share the ball around. They've got a good even point spread. That's a good sign for them to have a good outcome today.
Alexander has been carrying the team as of late. By the way, going back to first quarter statistics, Howard leading the Slingers, him and Alexander both with 6 points, in fact. Long Wei Long had 4. Of course, he hit another bucket, so he's got 6 now. On the other side of the ball, pretty much the Cedric Oliver show as he hit 3 of 7 from the floor in that first quarter. Liu with 3, Hall with 4, Su with 3. Remember, he hit the other triple for the Kaohsiung Truth. So Slingers right now in the driver's seat. Remember, they won the last game here back on February 26, 84-76. But this Kaohsiung Truth, as we said before, they need this game badly to stay in contention for that 4th and final playoff spot. And they've got the ball right now, so a lot to play for. Singapore, if they win today, they can nail down the 2nd spot, which will give them home court advantage throughout the playoffs, at least against the 3rd place team, whomever that might be. Right now, it's the La Filipinas team. Oliver back outside Hall with 4 on the shot clock. Still Hall. Post up. Back outside to Oliver, who lets it go. He can't hit it. They're going to say a 24-second violation. So tough shutdown defense by the Slingers again, Frank.
That's it. I think that Coach Neo mentioned that at the start of the game. You know, he was very adamant that he wanted the defense to really create the game for them. And it's another great example.
Singapore Slingers always taking pride in their defense, and taking pride in that shot from downtown. His 2nd triple, he's got 6. Singapore 11-point lead with 5 minutes to go here in the first half.
And that's the sort of confidence we want to see from Harbin out there. That'll really test that zone out.
Hall, Howard on him. Post-up move. Right hand, hesitation, up, can't get at the ball, and then a push, I believe, by, 3-second violation, they're going to say. No, a push. So a push on Howard. And I think Oliver jawing with the ref.
think it was on him.
Let's watch it again. There's the push-off right there by Oliver. So Wong, still Wong, now goes to the left hand. He's got Ung, he's got the hot hand camped on that left-hand side. Back out it goes. Singapore going to run that half-court offense again. Wong, head down, gets the ball forward to Howard. Howard on the other side of the court. Iran shot, but well, when it's going good, it's going good. Howard picks it off and up and in, easy as you please. 37-24, Slingers by 13. Trying to force the ball inside, and it works for him. That was number 0, Jay Wei, averaging 6.5 points a game. Ung. Howard, yes. By the way, Larry Liu with that last shot. And Howard sticking his outside shots, he's got 10. So 2 Slingers in double figures. Check that one, Alexander with 9 points. There's the pass, baseline move, and white shirts converging on the little man, Luo. Foul will go on Howard. So Singapore being very aggressive on the defensive end, Frank, and it shows. Look at this. Nice move to get free, but my goodness, 3 white shirts converge on him very, very quickly. Weak side help, and that's what you want to see if a coach. You love that weak side help on defense.
Exactly, Chuck. I think that's sort of, I think it's sort of like setting the standard today for the Slingers.
Getting around one defender in a 24-second violation. The second one forced by the Slingers. Slingers playing out of their mind right now on defense.
Yep, fantastic. Coach Naro will be very happy with that. And I'm sure that that'll create a lot of indecision with the truth
Coach,
as they go forward.
Coach Neo was saying before the game, it would be nice to have a game where it wasn't decided by 1 or 2 points.
Yeah, exactly.
This last month has been a team on needles and pins. Show and go. Over the arms of Howard was number 2, Luo. 5'6" guard, smallest man on the court, the 25-year-old. Checking back into the game for the Slingers is Urbis Tondo. Again. Well, when you've got the hot hand, you're going to get the ball. And Ong Bin with his 3rd triple of the game, Frank.
That's great. Great teamwork, great recognition there. And, that's, I think that shows a sign of maturity that comes for the Slingers when they're able to do that.
Hall with a little baby hook on the turn. Gets the Taiwanese to within 12. Pass inside Howard. Alexander. Little jump, oh yes, inside. Beautiful move there by Wong. You can see 2 defenders coming out to him, and that's exactly what you do, what we were talking about, Frank.
Yep.
Once you start hitting your shots from outside, that forces the defenders to come out on the shooters, creating spaces in the interior.
Exactly, exactly.
Han Bin with 3 triples, back outside again. 4 on the shot clock, long 3, again off the mark. Alexander ripping down the board. Back come the Slingers, 4 on 4. And a foul, reach in, that time by Luo. That'll be 3 on him. On the block. 3 fouls already. Well, let's check out the 3 triples by Ung. We were singing his praises. There's the first one. Gets him off the mark, and then, yep, you're going to find him again, this time from the opposite side. Ung Han Bin knocking it down, and now, for good measure, on the left again. So 3 of 4 from downtown for Ung. He's got 9. Stepping through a triple team that time. A long 3 by Josh. That time is off the mark. 44-30. Jay Wei inside and reaching in. That will go on Howard. Doesn't agree with the call. With the hack. First foul on Justin. So no Slingers in foul trouble at all on the other side of the ball. We said Lou with 3, Oliver with a pair. Coach Sabatini can't be liking what he's seen so far. A lot different than the last time the Truth were here, and they fought Singapore to a near standstill before succumbing 84-76. Hall around the screen. Oliver now inside Hall, knocked away by Alexander. Now the double team. Oliver with the three off the mark again. Offensive board by 32, Wesley Sue, or check that, Raymar Jose. Jose with the left hand. Little jump step on the interior, popped up in the air. Howard comes down with it. Lead pass to Josh. Here's Bentondo looking inside. Back out again. Rotates to the left. Wide open look for Volkov, who's in the game, and he can't hit it. Mitch Volkov, his first foray to the basket. Quickly, Kaohsiung, leaner inside, count it. Off the glass and in. Nice shot there by 13. That's Chiang Chung, his first bucket of the game.
Yep, I think a couple of the Truth players have come off the bench and given them a little spark where they were looking just a little sluggish earlier.
Volkov. Josh. There's Bentondo inside and off the glass it goes. Didn't look like Howard was expecting that. So on the surface it looked like a designed play, but I think it caught Justin a little bit by surprise. So back come the Truth. Little stutter step around Volkov. Now they got a mismatch with Hall. Hall trying to work that one, turns and shoots, no good. 24-second violation. No, that will be the halftime. Check that, yes. So 44-32, Singapore having its way against the Kaohsiung Truth here in the first half. Very good job by the Slingers. We check out some replays again. There's in the lane. Bucket there by Wong Wei Long. Another one from Threesville. So everybody getting their hand in it. There's the lead pass. Remember, off the steal, Alexander with the flush. So the Singapore Slingers in it. First half with a 44-32 lead when we return.
Hello from the Sharks under 13 girls who join us in the OCBC Arena. We will be having a great time for the Sharks under 13 girls basketball team.
44-32 in favor of the Singapore Slingers over the Kaohsiung Truth at the end of the first half. Good game for Singapore, Frank. You know, we saw Singapore do a lot of things in their half-court game. Here are some highlights. Long three there, or that was a two actually, a long two by Alexander. Now the other side of the ball, not all one-way traffic. Yo with a long three that time, and for the first quarter at least, Kaohsiung Truth were kept in the game by their long-range shooting. Nice little pass there. Lead pass to Hall, getting away from his defender for 2 of his 7 points here in the first half. And Singapore with the follow there. Look at that. Fighting for the ball. It's number 23. Delvin go for the Slingers. He had 2, but he had a couple assists. Nice job in the open court. Look at that. That was a new guy for the Slingers. Joshua Pintondo. He had 2 in the first half. Brings a wealth of experience from the PBA. And why not? If you're going to be that open around the screen that time, long way long. He had a couple of triples. Hall, little stutter step move by him. Gives it off to Oliver. Oliver, little mid-range jumper off the mark, but Hall right there to clean it up and in between 2 defenders. So Derek Hall, he's averaging 20.5 points a game. Hung Bin Han, what a story he was in the first half. Getting 3 triples, there's one of them right there. And not wasting any time when he gets the ball. There's the inbound right there. And watch Howard. He's going to give the lead pass to Alexander. Thank you very much with the clutch. Nice job by those 2 Americans there. An easy 2 for Singapore as they start taking charge. There's the cleanup there on with a misdirected shot. But Howard, when things are going your way, they go your way. Howard again. Now to Alexander right there, and he can hit that shot all day long. Justin Howard. So he's got 12 points here in the first half. Josh over the top there. Right there again. Sizing it up. Little catch and shoot action for Hung Bin Han. Here it is. Once again. Finding a lane inside. The little leaner. And that gets Kaohsiung Truth to within 12. So looking at the stats here, Singapore Slingers, 61%. That's the best they've shot, I believe, all season. 19 of 31. The other side of the ball, good defensive pressure by the Slingers, holding the Truth to 38%. 50% Slingers, 4 for 8, 4 for 15. After a hot start, they have cooled down. The Truth free throws, not really an issue. 17-16, neither are the rebounds. The turnovers, 8-7 in favor of the Truth. The assist, 11-6. Frank was talking about that. Singapore doing a great job of distributing the ball. The steals, 4 and 3. So Frank Orsego, now the head coach of the Singapore national team and also the technical director of basketball operations for Singapore. Great to have you back in town. Frank, you've been here since July. You're working with the youngsters at the grassroots level as well as being in charge of the national team. And Frank, what do you see that's different this time around with the Slingers and the national team more directly now that you're here again?
Oh, it's great to be back, Chuck. It's really good to be back in Singapore and being involved in the basketball community. It's no question that I think the professionalism with the Slingers has gone a long way to creating a great environment for senior men's basketball here in Singapore. Obviously, the last 2 SEA Games campaigns, the national team's medalled with a bronze. And I really do believe the fact that these young men have had an opportunity to play professionally within the region, international competition, great day-to-day coaching, and great, and great support by the Basketball Association of Singapore to work together in partnership. And I hope that continues.
When you left last time, probably Singapore not really at the level that it is now. What reflections, we were talking a little bit about, but share with the audience the reflections that you have at this level, the Singapore Slingers, as to what they were before and what you see now.
Oh, okay. Well, when I arrived, it was an interesting time for the Singapore Slingers. It was mainly based with Australian athletes as they were playing in the Australian ABL. the NBL in Australia, and then the exciting thing was for reasons that were difficult to handle for the organisation, they weren't able to continue, and with that came an opportunity for a whole new league to develop, and then really there was like the real birth of the Slingers, where the local content had a chance to step in. And I do fondly remember my first 2 years, because the first year was a major exhibition season, which was fantastic. And that really stamped the Singapore brand, I think, throughout the region. The Slinger brand was really looked at. And then after that, the opportunity to play coach in the first season of the ABL. And, we got to the semi-finals, and it was a great achievement. And probably our proudest moment was the fact that we had one local boy starting in every game for us. And I think that laid the foundation to what we have today.
Yeah. Good stuff. And then also there is talk that the ABL might expand into 8 teams for next year, but that's, I guess, a question for further down the road. Your impressions of basketball in general in the Southeast Asian area. You're a native of Australia. Australia, a great basketball nation now, but just coming back again from the perspective of coming back a second time, what are your impressions of basketball in general in Southeast Asia?
Well, I think from my past experiences with basketball around the world, it's fantastic that we're able to have our own identity here. We have our own style. We have our own evaluations with size. We play quick. Our players are aggressive in this region. There's no question that our better players can definitely shoot the 3 ball. And those are wonderful skills for us to be able to say, well, when you come to Southeast Asia, this is what you're going to be up against.
You are known as a coach that really emphasizes defensive pressure. We see that your footprint all over with the Slingers. What led you to that? Why to you is defense so important in the grand scheme of things when you're developing a team?
Well, I think most coaches who have been around for a while and had some success, they would look back and say, in the seasons where it really happened for us, we were able to stop teams from scoring. It just lays a great foundation for successful games. And so I think that if you have a bit of an off night, you can always lock some people down and make it a contest. And so it's always been fair to say that, a lot of coaches say, hey, defense wins championships. And I think if you get it right, I think it does go a long way to helping.
Don't mean to put you on the spot here now, Frank, but predictions for the playoffs. The Slingers, it looks like that they're going to enter as the number 2 seeds. Well, what are your expectations for the Slingers as we head into the playoffs?
Well, there's 2 ways to look at it. I'm sure they're probably a little bit disappointed that they haven't gotten all the way and locked down the number 1 seed. But the important thing is that they've never really been crushed by anyone. So that gives a great sign of how even the competition has been. For them, I think having a home semi-final series will be great for the fans. That will help, hope all going well, that they can move through to the championship series. And then after that, whoever they play, who's to say the 1 seed could get knocked out and then they could have the home series, the home final playoffs for the championship series. But Hong Kong, a pretty good team. It's going to take a great effort for someone to put them out. So, looking forward, I think they should go into the series with a lot of confidence. They've got a couple more games to really lift their momentum. I think the first half of this game, I think they've shown that, if they go into this space, they're going to be around the mark, Chuck.
Some of the local players that you have coached before, I know that you're very, very proud of. Can you just name 1 or 2 of them that you started out, so to speak, on this journey that you see them playing in front of the big guys now?
Well, to be really, Wei Long and Desmond, they were 2 development players 6 years ago, just cutting their teeth, coming to training every day, working really hard, and now they've become an integral part of the group. And like when you look at Wei Long and his awards that he's won and his ability to help the national team moving forward, they're wonderful achievements. But outside of that, probably one of the things I'm really most proud of is the fact that my assistant coach, Coach Neo, was able to step up and be the head coach and be the face and be a local driving a professional team. I think that's probably one of the proudest things I'm really proud of.
We've been talking to Frank Osego, head coach of the Singapore national team and director of basketball operations here in Singapore, with his thoughts not only on the Slingers, basketball in general in Southeast Asia, but in particular in Singapore. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 44-32 in favor of the Slingers here at the OCBC Arena. I thank Frank Arcego, my partner here for the day. Wise comments on basketball here, not only in Southeast Asia, but in Singapore in particular. Quek with the ball here, baseline, back outside Alexander. Long cross-court pass, and a foul. And if you believe Wong Wei Long is going to go to the line to shoot three, well, Frank, they tell you don't foul a jump shooter.
That's right.
Basketball 101.
Yep.
So, the gentleman who created that foul or made that foul, there he is right there, number 0. Wong lights up the second one. Get some halftime stats for you. You saw them on the screen. We'll get a little bit more particular here in a moment. He misses the third one. So 46-32, Singapore equaling their largest lead of the game. Oliver over to Wei. Wei, right side. 3 blue shirts travel with him. Oh boy, really forcing it that time. Oliver, and late whistle there. Are they going to say that Leon Quek got him with the hand, I guess, or is it Ung? Watch it again. Here's the replay. A little bit out of control there. Oliver picking it up, and there is the foul by Leon Quek. 6'2" guard, 20 years of age. Oliver with the first one. Oliver, as we said, part of that tandem. Him and Derek Hall averaging 20.5 points per game. In and out. Alexander with the rebound, and away go the Slingers. Wong. Inside move. Nice crisp passing by the Slingers. Quick bounce pass downstairs to Alexander. Back out they come. He wants a cutter. Kicks it back outside again. Ung for 3, no good. Oohs and haws by the crowd. He had 3 triples in the first half. Crowd obviously wanting another one. Wesley Su. Off balance shot by him. Good defense by Ung, changing that shot. Alexander now. Still 2-3 zone being employed by Kaohsiung. Howard getting away from his man as Alexander. Howard with the shot, no good. Tip back outside again, and last touch by Singapore. So Coach Yo trying to make sure that Singapore keeps that intensity. Not a real good possession for Singapore right there, Frank.
No, I think you know, they did share the ball around, which is a positive. I don't know, just need a little bit more sharpness finishing off that shot.
Ball whipped around to Jay Wei. Wide open look for Hall, who knocks it down. Good job, good recognition to Hall right around the free throw line. So the lead trimmed to 11. This has been a bit of a problem for the Slingers from time to time this season. You know, getting the double-digit lead and then surrendering it. We saw that most emphatically in Hong Kong. That ball is going to be off, 1 and out. Remember when the Slingers had a 13-point lead with 2 minutes to go and somehow figured a way to surrender it. Little runner in the lane. Hall, no foul. Good defense by the Slingers in the interior. They stayed home and it paid off. Quek from the left side, off the mark. So Slingers, they shot 61% in the first half. They have come back to earth with a thud here in the second.
Yeah. I think they need to share the ball around a little bit more, Chuck, and I think they got to get some penetration to the rim. I think this is where X needs to bring his talent to the group.
1 and out. Hall misses that shot. Alexander hurrying the ball down the court, accelerates in the lane. Ung, nice ball movement. Wong from the left side, no good. So still come away with nothing. So doing a good job of passing the ball, but nothing to show for it. And a foul by Wong as he tried to front on Oliver and held on. So for Wong, second personal for him. Coach Nyo is going to make some changes here. Checking into the game, Delvin Go, who had a marvelous first half in the minutes that he played, also going off Leon Quek. So Slingers will go big against the Truth. Give up a little speed for a little bit of
Size.
power, yeah, size. Alexander last touch. That's 16 on the shot clock. Always tough for a team to keep consistently intense throughout a game. Singapore perhaps guilty of letting their foot off the pedal just a bit. Long three if it goes, and it does. Raymar Jose averaging 10.2 a game, his first triple. Now a 9-point lead.
Sorry, Chuck. I think the thing that's going to concern Coach Neo is, okay, they're working around their issues with their shooting, but, you know, he won't be happy that they're giving up that easy scoring down the other end.
Alexander, still that 2-3 zone. Long three again this time. So, Josh Erzbitanto hitting his first three of the game. He's got 5 now, just what the doctor ordered for Singapore.
Yep.
Gets him off the snide. Oliver, inside look to Jose. Jose with the left hand, turns, fires. Ball still in the air and knocked down. And stepping in the lane is Erzbitanto, still Erzbitanto, and throws it away, gets it back. Inside look, Howard with the reverse. Great job by Wong to recognize Howard. Puts the ball right in his hands as he crosses from one side of the basket to the next. So 51-37, lead back up to 14. Jose missing the easy shot. Alexander stepping on the sideline, I think, is Josh Erzbitanto just when he was lining up to take the shot. So turnover for Singapore, stops the momentum. 5:45 to go here in the third quarter. Oliver with the inbound. Chuck Schreiner, Frank Arcego, hoping you're enjoying your Sunday afternoon here at the OCBC Arena. Little turn and shoot, hesitation move in the air. So Raymar Jose making up for that miscue at the other end a little bit earlier. Erzbitanto running the offense now. Down on the low block, switching now is Go. Alexander, Howard by the free throw line. Erzbitanto thought about it, left hand dribbles, he comes out. 3 on the shot clock. Go, turns, fires. Rebound fought for. On the floor again, I think last touch by who? Howard shaking his head, probably feeling that he should have corralled that ball much sooner, but Singapore will have the ball, but a timeout is going to be called by the Slingers. You can see quite clearly going off of Chris Oliver, so it'll be Singapore ball when we come back. 12-point lead for Singapore, but they've cooled down just a little bit. Few mistakes on the offensive end, Frank, in those last 2 possessions by Singapore.
Yeah, but one of the positives I think out of that is it looked like they were lowering themselves back to this missing the shot sort of thing. But one of the great things that happened there that Coach Neo was able to bring out a little bit more depth on the bench. You know, Josh came in and they didn't have that the last couple of weeks. So those little things can just make a difference going forward.
Excellent point, and also the presence of Delvin Go. He does, give you another dimension with that second big guy in there. And there's Howard with reverse on the play before that. As we said, great recognition. There's been Tonto there, and look at that. Nice job putting it right in his hands. Momentum heading underneath the basket. Easy 2, or the reverse for Mr. Howard, who now has 14 to lead all scorers for the Singapore Slingers, and he has just been a rock for the Slingers from day one. It's amazing, a 35-year-old. Now, I know he had the trouble with the turf toe where he missed a couple of games, but by and large, the last 2 years he's been here, Frank, hardly any injuries. And a lot of these games, he's playing 40 minutes.
I know. It's a testament to his, keeping himself in good shape, and obviously, he puts the work in on the track, and he's able to, deliver every day.
Erzbitanto swings it over to Desmond, who was checked into the game. 3 on the shot clock. Shot is off the mark, and let's see who gets it. Rebound taken by Hall. Howard didn't want to foul. Now the ball in the hands of Wong. Wong still rotates to the right this time. Gets the ball to Hall, looking for cutters. Oliver sheds 1 defender. Back outside, 10 on the shot clock. Awkward looking pass there by Jose. Hall fronting it. Way off the mark there. Great defense there by Alexander, and he comes away with the ball.
Yeah, good one-on-one coverage by X. That's a good job.
Desmond looking for Howard, who's being leaned on by Oliver. A little bit of a mismatch there. It's been Tonto, brings it back outside, swings it to O, cutting through the lane. There's been Tondo now with the left hand. 4 left on the shot clock. Long pass to Go. Go gets it, falls away with it, can't get it to go. Good defensive stand there by the Truth, and back they come. Ball knocked away by Desmond with the steal. He does so many things defensively for you. You were talking about how you value defense so much. You know, he does have limitations on offense, but boy, does he pay you back in dividends on the defensive end.
Yeah, that's right, Chuck. Like, you know, it's Coach now will always know that he'll get 100% on the defensive end with Desmond. So, you know, when he's in, he'll know that he'll lock down and do a great job.
Howard, gets the shooter's roll, as they say.
Yeah.
Talking about hard work paying off sometimes. It's strange how guys who try hard also get lucky.
Yep.
Back outside, ball stolen by the X-Man. He comes away with it. Still him, and the trailer up for 2.
Now there's a guy that works hard, Chuck.
That's right, day in and day out, and that's why he's in the top 7 in steals. 55-39, the Slingers up by 16, their largest lead of the game. And Coach Nyo has that satisfied look on his face.
Yep.
There it is again, getting to the ball before Oliver, seeing Queck, the trailer, with the finish, doing just what he's supposed to do. Follow the play, don't try and do too much, be there if he needs him.
Yep.
There he is, making himself available. Recognition by Alexander that he's got help, Queck delivering.
Fantastic, good teamwork. And once again, it's that ability of the Slingers to be able to run out of defense and pick up those easy baskets. I don't think the Truth have had many opportunities like that today.
I'm going to ask you to turn on, be devil's advocate, put on your coaching cap if you are Mr. Qian on the other side of the ball. What do you tell your team?
Well, you know, really, like when you're dealing with the Slingers, I think one of the most important things is being able to create a good open shot. I think, you know, they did that early in the game, and they were hot, and they were able to convert and got off to a good start. But the key thing is, obviously, if you're going to play a zone defense, you've got to get back and set it, Chuck. If you don't get back, you leave yourself open to easy baskets.
Excellent point, Frank. And Singapore, time and time again, has exploited that by getting the ball on turnovers or getting the ball very, very quickly behind the X-Man in transition, sort of poke holes in that 2-3 zone and then create spaces for themselves.
Yep.
And Singapore has also helped itself by shooting pretty well.
Yeah, it's been a good day for them.
Full court pressure, Queck. Singapore pulls this out from time to time. Jay Wei gives it up, a little bit of hesitation, so starting to have an effect. Queck doing a good job on number 13, Chiang. Wei again, back outside, 3 on the shot clock. Oliver, off balance shot, no good, so the defensive pressure works. Desmond in the open court is fouled. Let's see, that may be a flagrant. We'll see, that's on Chiang. If it is, Singapore will get 2 and the ball. Desmond pushing the ball, and there's the reach in. Whoa. Let's see.
Tough one to call there, Chuck.
Yeah, so I don't think they're going to get the flagrant on that. So Singapore will get the ball on the near sidelines here, and a very reflective looking Sabatino Chen at the moment. 2:45 to go here in the third quarter. It's been all Singapore. Howard will take that shot, 1 and out. Oliver strips the rebound. Back come the Truth. Hall at the high post, gives it up. Nice little give and go. Blocked from behind by Howard. Queck, opposite side. Howard again. Alexander. And again, they do not come out on the shooters. Whoa, little tip pass there. Inside and up and in. Desmond
Yep.
He has, you know, the 30-year-old, he's got a quick first step, exhibiting it right there, going around one defender in an acute angle, but still getting it to go, Frank.
Yep. I think the Truth, their zone defense is starting to spread a little bit too much, and I think the Slingers are really finding the gaps.
All on Howard, bumping and grinding. Howard will get caught with a foul there by the other official. It's interesting to see the official that was right there didn't call the foul, but the official up near the free throw line calls it instead. So it is what it is, as they say. Hall will go to the line for 2. 1:49 mark here in the third quarter at the OCBC Arena. If you just joined us, Singapore led by 14 at the half, and they haven't looked back. They lead by 17 now, and there's Derek Hall averaging 20.5 points a game at the line. Crowd about on one side, about 2/3 filled. Your view there is the opposite side. It's about half full. We're having rainy weather here in Singapore, and today partly cloudy, so good weather to go outside. Oh boy, taking his eye off the ball, and that was a mistake there by Leon Kwek. Looked like he was looking for cutters. He was going to try and catch it and do a one-touch pass, but got to catch the ball first.
Exactly, Chuck.
Jay Wei. Jose on the dribble. Hall measuring it up is off the mark. So outside shooting, the bane now of Kaohsiung. It was not that way in the first half. Howard knocks it down again from the free throw line. He can be lethal. 18-point lead, biggest lead of the game now for the Slingers. Entry pass, Hall again. And a hold-on foul, I believe that will go on Josh Urbiztonto. So third team foul on the Slingers, and it comes at the 1:03 mark here in the third quarter. Fourth, excuse me, so next one will count. The X-Man gets a little bit of a blow now. Fans very appreciative of his effort. He has just been dynamite the last 3 games. Jose, off-balance shot. Howard grabs another rebound. Outlet to Urbiztonto, opposite side, and last touch by Singapore, I believe. So an errant pass by Urbiztonto. That was a push, actually. It'll go on Desmond O. So turnover for Singapore. 18-point lead. Really no need for Singapore to act with such urgency. I don't think so.
Yeah, I think that's probably, in some ways, that's probably Josh still finding his way with the group, you know, getting to know the guys. You know, he has a good feel for the game. He probably thought there might have been something there for the guys, maybe going for a 2-for-1 maybe, but it didn't quite come off.
So that'll put Chiang at the line for 2. Singapore goes into the penalty. Their 15th foul. He misses the first one. Good look at Chang Hao Chung, 6-foot guard or forward, 23 years of age. He's averaging 4.5 points a game. 0-2, so no harm, no foul, or no harm but a foul, I guess, for Singapore.
Yes.
Howard lurking on the low post, steps up. Desmond O, he is fouled. Desmond O being very aggressive. I like to see that with Desmond. He does have a way. His dribble penetration skills are pretty much as good as anybody of the local guys on the team. Does a very good job. He can go to his left hand very efficiently, and from time to time he'll surprise you and squirm his way in between much taller players for an easy 2.
Yep.
There he is right there, Desmond. Justin. Urbiztonto lining it up from 3. Bill. 8 points now for the newest addition to the Singapore Slingers, Josh Urbiztonto, and you can see he's gaining confidence every step of the way.
Yep, Chuck. It's great. It's great for the Slingers to know that they've brought someone in like that.
Charging foul. So things, and right in the middle of it again, Desmond O. So somebody pushing off on him. Desmond may be slight, but it's a testament to his aggressiveness that he can get those sort of fouls. Oh boy, let's see if that's a foul. No, they can't get it off in time, so that will bring the end of the third quarter. Good third quarter for Desmond O and the Slingers as they take a 21-point lead. They lead 62-41. On the replay, the little give and go. Howard blocks it, and back the other way come the Slingers. There's Desmond getting through the trees, so they say, getting the step on the taller Hall as he measures the mismatch, and that will bring it to the end of the third quarter, 62-41. Slingers lead, 10 minutes to go here at the OCBC Arena.
Do you think you can make half court? Where do you think you're going to do? Where do you think you're going to get the shot from? Half court, okay. Mohammed, here we go. Not shy. I see why you come to it. All right, 3 points. If you make it, you get a ball of King, McGowan, and Humble from Penguin. All right, 3 points. Here we go. He said you get a half point. All right, if you make this one, you get prize with $91, ball of reserve white, reserve red, Trauma sponsors Penguin. Oh, just shot. Good effort there, well done. It still goes on with something that goes on with the bottom of Chiang line. Come on, sponsors Penguin.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 10 more minutes to go. Chuck Shrine along with Frank Orsego. And Frank, Slingers probably playing their best basketball of the afternoon there in that third quarter, stretching that 14-point halftime lead to 21.
Yeah. It's I think it's a little timely message to everyone in the competition that you know, if they start pulling it all together, they're going to make a run at this. And but the proof will be in the pudding now, Chuck, if they can close this game out, because they've had a few fades of late.
Certainly have. We talked about the most famous one a little bit earlier on. Another 3-ball off the mark. Steps through the trees and gets the rebound. Statistics after 3 quarters, the Slingers still shooting quite well. 26 of 48 for 54%. 6 of 13 from beyond the arc for 46%. 4 offensive boards, 29 in total, 26 rebounds, and 4 boards for the Truth. And look out. Here a foul, a push, getting up slowly. So things going from bad to worse for the Kaohsiung Truth. Let's get another look at it. Oh, it looked like he just tripped and fell.
Yeah.
So, traveling call, actually. There's a traveling call.
Yep.
So on the other side of the ball, 34%. The Slingers doing a good job on defense. Another miss by Hall. And taking nothing away from the Slingers defense, but the Truth have missed their share of gimmies.
Yep. I think they've worked hard, the Slingers, on really trying to change some shots. They're competing with people at the basket. And I think, you know, they've got a little bit of size in there. It makes it tough. Just noticed a bit of a change up there with the Truth going to man-to-man, which is, you know, something we haven't seen for a while. So see how that pans out.
They played the 2 previous games exclusively 2-3 zones, so coming out of their shell a bit, realizing that the Slingers are having a good night shooting up from the floor. That one's off the mark, however, by Queck. Double team there on the ball, last touch by Singapore, but nice job on the trap on the inbounds. Or not on the inbounds, but on the rebound after the shot. Full court pressure by the Slingers once again. Hall will get it across the half-court line. Still Hall, looking for Oliver. Oliver setting it up, looking for cutters. There goes 9, Lynn cutting through. Now Hall on the baseline. The reverse is going to be off the mark. Good job by Howard there to change that shot.
Yep.
Josh Uspintanto, baseline. Travel. So another turnover for the Slingers. That's 2 in a row, and they certainly don't want to fritter away this lead. Truth do have some good shooters on their side of the ball, and they can quickly cut into a lead if the Slingers are not careful. Carrying on with the turnovers now, and after 3 quarters, the Truth have 11, as do the Slingers. Kind of like to see teams taking care of the ball a little bit better than that. There's Hall. Alexander is on him. Lead pass picked off by Alexander. Great reactions, anticipating that pass. Back come the X-Man, swings it over to Desmond. Desmond being very aggressive. Did he step on the end line? I guess he did, or is it a foul? No, he stepped on the
Yeah,
baseline again.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
So 3 possessions, 3 turnovers for the Slingers. And again, full court pressure by Desmond and boys. Jay Way in the game now at the 7:59 mark. Wide open look for Oliver. Well, he couldn't miss in the first quarter. He can't hit since. Ball on the floor, Desmond and last touch by the Slingers. So Desmond keeping up the pressure on the defensive end.
Yep. Well, they might not be putting it in the hole, Chuck, but at least the defensive intensity has been consistent today, and I think Coach Neo will be pretty happy with that.
Singapore, as we said before, are the leading defensive team in the league. They only give up 74.5, but getting away that time is Chiang. Losing his defender in the process. No weak side help coming over to rescue. Queck. Bounce pass inside to Alexander. Alexander turns. Oh, beautiful move on the inside. Little drop step, losing his defender in the process.
Great skills there by X-Man, finishing that off.
Alexander now with 10. So a foul at the other end. Singapore up by 21. Jay Way will check out the game. Checking in for the Slingers, number 18, Mitch Volkoff. He's had his minutes eroded with the presence of Josh Erzman-Tondo.
Yes, yeah. But also a really good performance today by Dezo. I think he's taken some minutes there as well. Yep.
Oliver back outside. Chiang, little show and go move, and a foul by, I believe that'll go on Mitch Volkoff. That'll be 2 on him. Well, next week the Slingers will take on the Saigon Heat in their last home game of the regular season, Frank. And
yes.
Saigon is a team on the rise.
Yes.
They beat Singapore right here last week in a thrilling game, 75-73. That game where Singapore only shot 33% from the floor. So you got to hope that Singapore, you know, against a team like Saigon, they're going to have to shoot much better.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And I think you know, we might be setting the standards for the playoffs to come, where people have to bring their A game if they want to move forward and have success this year.
Singapore until February 5th, as we said, were ruling the roost, so to speak, in the ABL. Shot by Wong is off the mark, but Howard with an O board. Yep, beautiful move, and
good team.
Asleep on defense was Oliver letting his man loose, and
good teamwork.
Alexander finding Howard. So back up to a 22-point lead now. Biggest lead, tying the biggest lead of the game for the Slingers. Now remember, if Singapore wins this game, Frank, there's no way the Alab Filipinas team can catch them for second place. So Singapore will enjoy home court advantage should the Filipinas, in fact, be that third place team. It looks right now they might be. Alexander on the break. Can't get it to fall, but he will go the line for 2. You know, looking at the X-Man's, he's only got 10 points, but I mean, you look at the other things that he does. 3 steals. You know, he's got 7 rebounds, 1 offensive board, a block. He just does everything on the court for you.
Looking at our last lot of slats there, Chuck, he
9 assists.
9 assists out of 20. You know, so you know, that's one of the great things about the X-Man. His ability to change his game for what's really needed, night in, night out. I think once Josh settles in, we might have an opportunity to see the X-Man come back and really deliver more on the points and really help drive the team home. But you know, I think his ability to just bring different things to the game is a real credit to him.
Of course, one of his true mentors in the game right there, Michael Johnston, he can't say enough about. He's always been high on the X-Man, and you know, he can sort of tell. I've had Michael tell me more than one time, you watch for the X-Man tonight, he's gonna set it loose, and he said that to me just a couple weeks ago, and sure enough, the X-Man comes out 27 points, 10 boards, something like 20 assists, so a triple-double. Michael called that one right on the nose, so he seems to have his finger on the pulse of these teams. As we look at the team standings, Hong Kong Eastern Long Lions, well, they have wrapped up the league 14-2. Should Singapore win this game and go 12-6, it would be impossible for the Filipinas to catch them, even should they win their, even if they finish it with identical 12 and 8 records. Singapore, even though they both split games, Singapore has a point differential in that. So Singapore will be the second place team, and they will have home court advantage should the Filipinas. And it's no certain thing that the Filipinas will get that third place spot, but should they get it, Singapore will have the 2 of the 3 games here at the OCBC Arena, which is good news.
Great for the fans.
X-Man hits the first of 2 at the 6:08 mark. Coach, looking very content.
Yeah.
And we were saying, before the game, Frank, that it would be great if the Singapore's, not that this is a laugher, but it'd be great if they could get a game where they didn't have to feel so frazzled at the end of the game, just trying to push and tug to get the W. And looks like this might be just the recipe for them.
Yeah, that's right. You've got to be able to put teams away. And I think maybe today that third quarter really opened it up for them, and hopefully they're finding that little winning feeling.
So Singapore obviously with the 24-point lead and in no hurry. They'll use up as much time as they can. Volkov back outside to Wong, who's checked in the game. Off the dribble on the reverse. Oh, beautiful extension there by Quek. Leon Quek, one of the youngsters that I know you work with on a pretty much a weekly basis. Had 10. He's been very, very consistent for the Slingers this year. Kind of a breakout season for him.
Yeah, it's fantastic. He struggled last year. Had a had a bit of an illness that sort of like set his season back. But I know that
fever, I believe.
Yeah, and he had a wonderful pre-season. Really did the work, and I think probably led by example, going away and really working on his game. So it's a real credit to him.
Only 20 years of age, so very much the face of future Singapore Slingers basketball and the national team, which you have intimate knowledge of.
Yeah, definitely. And we'd like to think that our Singaporean players one day will move to bigger things, and he has that potential.
Delvin go another one, only 21 years of age. I mean, seems like he's been around forever, but no, you remember when he came to the Slingers, he was only 17 or 18.
Yep.
So his game under your tutelage, Frank, and I'm not trying to patronize you at all, but his game has turned around 160 degrees since last time we saw him last year. Alexander, and he'll bring it back out, and what a heady basketball player.
Yep.
No need to hurry it, and off the foot. Leon Quek, well, we were just singing his praises.
Yeah. That's always the way it goes.
So the Truth will come back. Under 5 minutes to play. Hall, subpar game by his standards for sure. Luo, Oliver getting a hand there, and Hall, knocked away, and Alexander will get the foul, reaching in. 70-45, 25-point lead for the Slingers, and their defensive prowess has been on display today. As we said before, they only allow 74.5 points a game, the best in the league, but 45 points, what an effort.
That's a great effort. That's a great effort today.
Kaohsiung Truth on the verge of going be 5-12 for them. Not necessarily by any means knocked out totally the playoff picture, but this is a game that they really needed to win if they were going to keep pace with a very much improved Saigon Heat team.
Yep. So
Malaysia still in with a shout as well, so to speak. Have only won 5 games, but they've got 2 or 3 games to play. I think they're 5-13, so they've got 2 games to play. That would give them 7 if they win their next 2.
Yep.
So mathematically, they're still in it.
Yep.
As Larry Liu checks into the game.
Yeah, oh no, there's a couple of weeks to go, and there's still a lot of interest there, and those teams vying for that 4th spot. I think they could fight it out right through to the last week, Chuck.
Really impressed with the Saigon Heat last week against the Slingers, and in other games I've seen them play too. They could give any playoff team, including Hong Kong, a run for their money if they peak at the right time.
Yep.
Wong lets it loose with about a second left on the shot clock. Misses, 4:13 to go, and Luo up and around shot, and somehow Wesley Su points to the heavens. Maybe was asking for divine intervention. His prayers were answered. So Liu, Volkov,
good.
Shields himself and can't get it to fall. Alexander cleans it up though. Slingers will get another kick at the can. Volkov puts the ball on the floor and off the glass, up and in. So Mitch on the board now, 72-49. With about 3.5 to go. So Kaohsiung playing out the string here. Singapore will win this game. I feel confident saying that. Another miss. Alexander, and that's what we don't want, I tell you. X-Man hitting the floor for about the 5th time this game. Let's look at it again. You hold your breath. I mean, Luo stepping in his path. Watch this. Why would you do that? I mean, the score is 72-49, unless you're looking to strip the ball, but
he didn't look like he really made a
very dangerous play.
Yeah.
So let's see if maybe the X-Man, they can give him a blow on the bench here. Chen, well, a little bit outmanned this game. Far cry from a couple weeks ago when they came here and gave Singapore all they would want.
Yep.
And remember when Howard went down, when Singapore went to their place, the Truth coming away with a 5-point win.
Yep.
But the Singapore not the same team and headed towards the playoffs. Volkov, the backup jumper, no good. Alexander comes up with the Howard lurking right there, and he'll take the shot. Howard with the rebound, rumbling towards the basket, gets the ball taken away, and Alexander gets the return back to Howard, up and in. Crowd enjoy that. So does Howard. 74-49, 25-point bulge. Turn and shoot, and rattling it home is Derek Hall. Hall now with 15. Is Tonto in the game now. There he has the ball. Good first step. Good recovery by Sue, and out of bounds it goes. Last touch by who? They're going to say last touch by Kaohsiung with 2:11 to go here. So Alexander will exit the game, and very appreciative crowd. 12 points, not anywhere near his 19-point average, but he does so many other things. Look at the assist again in double figures, Frank.
Yeah, great all-round game. I think if he can bring that over the next few weeks, I think that it could lay the foundation for a great championship run for the Slingers.
Howard bullying his way in between two defenders. Go in the game now. Jose, and guess they're going to call go on that. So,
good effort by Delvin. He's, you know, like being one of the taller local boys, he's normally going head-to-head with either one of the imports or one of the, you know, frontline bigs. And I think he handles himself quite well for a young fella. You know, it's all part of his development moving forward.
Well, Justin Howard will sit the last minute 49 to the appreciative applause of the fans as he exits. Checking in the game, a guy doesn't get much time. Ding Lun, 6-foot guard, 30 years of age, so can't really say he's necessarily a big part of the future. Is he on the national team too, Ding Lun?
Oh, Ding Lun, yeah, he's come in this year as a development player. He's part of the group, so you know, we've got some new faces with the national squad. Hopefully they'll continue to keep working in this space.
Josh jacks up a 3, trying to pad his score line. He's got 8 off the dribble, and a bull in a China shot, but they're going to say a blocking foul, I guess, on Josh Erzbin-Tondo.
Yep.
So he's got 3. Yeah, you see Josh trying real hard to modify his game, let's say. We know that the reputation of the PBA, very much a very fast-paced, up and down type of league, and then you come to, you know, the ABL not necessarily that type of a pace,
Yep.
and so he's having to change his game for the good of the team, and so he'll fit in with the Slingers. And it's a process. It takes a little bit of time, but I think he's making great strides.
Yeah, that's right, Chuck. He's only been here a couple of weeks, and the reality of it all is, like, he has to actually fit in with the Slingers. Like, you know, they have a very team-oriented style. They like to share the ball around. Like today is a great indication when you look at the point spread, and so that's a big adjustment. But it's always nice to know that he can put the foot on the floor and go, you know, and look at those skills.
Oohs and ahs as Ding Lun puts up a shot off the mark. They would have loved him to hit it. Su with a long three. He had one the first half.
Oh, nice rebound.
Go with the rebound there, and we're under a minute to play, and the Slingers, very satisfying win in front of their home crowds after some bitter disappointments the last 3 or 4 weeks. Remember, they had lost 4 of their 6 games, but they've got everybody back and healthy now and on the same page, and Ding Lun again misses. Punched out, Go with his hands on it, last touch by him, so it'll be Kaohsiung ball with 41.1 to go here.
There's no greater cry at the end of the game, Chuck, than when the benchy comes on and hits that shot.
Well, I can identify with that.
Yeah,
I lived in that space. That guy.
Lived in that space.
Chiang Hao Chung. Back outside, Chiang again. A little acceleration off the dribble. Difficult shot there, and Go had it momentarily. Back outside it goes. 19 seconds to go. Off balance shot, 24-second violation. The Slingers will have the ball left with 15, so perfunctory now. The Slingers will inbound it, play around with it. And that will be all she wrote here from the OCBC Arena. The Singapore Slingers are going to get out of here with a very emphatic win against a very game, but overmatched, at least for today, Kaohsiung Truth. And that will be the game score, 76-52, the Slingers. So the air out of the balloon for the Kaohsiung Truth, and perhaps foreshadowing some good things to come, we hope, for the Singapore Slingers, who rise to 12-6 and nail down that second playoff position in the ABL, Frank.
Well, I think Coach Neo, we're really happy today, Chuck. I think he got the things that he really wanted. He wanted the team to be able to lock down on defense. The scoring didn't dry up in the later stages of the game, and they got the home court locked up. So I think tick all those 3 boxes.
Good point. The Slingers, who had a history, as we look at confirmation of the final score, 76-52 over the Truth, had a history of sort of blowing big leads and having to scrape their way through in the dying moments, but not today. They kept their foot on the pedal. And we'll look at the play of the day. Here is the Slingers with Coach Nyo and the X-Man talking over there, savoring a very, very healthy win, 76-52. They feasted on the Truth today. As we look at the play of the day, Ung Bin Han, he hit 3 triples. That is one of them. And that is our play of the day as he scores not 1, not 2. That is the second of 3. All this in the first half, and the Slingers, remember, built that 14-point lead. Howard spotting Hong all alone, rushing to the outside shooter, and the 2-3 zone breaker was Ung Bin Han today, amongst others, and the Slingers very, very happy, and Ung right in the center of it, and why not? He was instrumental in that win, so the 2-3 zone finally comes to its end here at the OCBC Arena. As we look at the revised standings, Hong Kong Eastern Lions will win this league 14-2, but the Slingers 12-6, gratifying win for them. The Filipinos 9-8. Saigon Heat in control of 4th place for the moment at 6-10. Kaohsiung dropped to 5th. They're 5-12. The Westport Malaysian Dragons in the cellar at the moment at 5-13. So next week, 15th of March, that's Wednesday, Hong Kong Eastern Long Lions. They're the league champions going against the always dangerous Saigon Heat. That will be in Hong Kong on Star Hub on 8 o'clock on that evening, followed by on the 18th of March, Westport Malaysian Dragons against the same Kaohsiung Truth. That's on the 18th, and then following that, the game that we will be featuring here in Singapore at the same place, same time. The Singapore Slingers going against the Saigon Heat. 19th of March, next Sunday at 4 p.m., the Slingers' last regular season game. So we will wrap it up here from the OCBC Arena. Again, the final score 76-52. The Slingers over the Kaohsiung Truth. For Frank Orsego, this is Chuck Schreiner and all of our production team. So long from Singapore. Season, the Slingers again shot poorly against the Saigon Heat last Sunday, dropping another winnable game, 75-73. The shots hasn't been falling despite some excellent looks at the basket, as we see right here. Can they turn it around against the Kaohsiung Truth here today? Hang out and watch. Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to the ABL here on Hub Sports Arenas. We bring you another regular season matchup between the visiting Kaohsiung Truth and the second place hometown Singapore Slingers from right here at the OCBC Arena in the Lion City of Singapore. Well, both these teams are struggling at the moment. The Truth, after their hearts